right, we have another public hearing, and it is an AR3-9 rezoning request for property owned by Daniel Hebert. Kim, can you do roll call and give us the public notice?
Commissioner Supla,
Here.
Commissioner Lambert,
Here.
Commissioner Tell,
Present.
Administrator Werner, here, Attorney Baxter,
Here.
and Kim Purcell, Montezuma County Clerk and Recorder. Notice is hereby given that the Montezuma County Board of County Commissioners will hold a public hearing for review and determination of an AR3-9 rezoning request and sketch plan for proposed amendment to Resolution P-28-89, consisting of 11.15 acres more or less, whereby creating a two-lot moderate development consisting of two 5.57-acre more or less tracts on property owned by Daniel Hebert, 7211 Road 25.3 and 7215 Road 25.4, Cortez, Colorado, located in Section 2, Township 35 North, Range 16 West, NMPM. The hearing will be held Monday, January 11th, 2016 at 2:15 p.m. Commissioner Hearing Room, Montezuma County District Courthouse, 109 West Main, Cortez, Colorado. Interested persons may attend and give input. Information may be obtained from the Planning Office, room 305, District Courthouse, Cortez, Colorado, or accessed online at http://montezuma-county.org web department planning. You may also contact the Planning Department at 970-565-2801 with questions. The file can be inspected in the Planning Department during regular office hours. Dated this 22nd day of December 2015, Kim Purcell, Clerk, Board of County Commissioners, Montezuma County, Colorado. Published in the Cortez Journal on Friday, January 1st, 2016.
All right, Planning Director, can you give us a little bit of insight?
Mr. Daniel Hebert recently purchased this property in its entirety. It has two homes on it now, indicated by the pink, purplish color, accessed by two different roads. It's basically surrounded by subdivisions. This one's kind of exempt from all that. Was created by a resolution quite some time ago. With the purchase of the property, Mr. Hebert has a buyer for one of the residences, so he is going to divide the tract into two equal pieces, sell one to the neighbor and retain the other. It went to Planning and Zoning Commission, and it was unanimously recommended for approval for the rezoning and the development.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Planning and Zoning members. Okay, we'll open it up for public comment. Anybody would like to comment on this? Yes, ma'am. If you come up, give your name, address, your concerns, or
Hi, my name is Connie Wright. My brother owns the property adjacent, where there's 1, 2, 3, the furthest part out, this part right here. The last meeting was talked about a weed permit or something.
It's a weed control plan.
Weed control plan. And I think that's the only concern that we have is the weeds.
that they control the weeds? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, and there was supposed to be some sort of a plan.
There is going,
Proposed.
On
to
the
be a
Hebert property?
IFA has been contracted to do that, but you can't see them all right now.
Yeah, no.
Yes, it's covered with snow. So we weren't sure how that was gonna work,
Yeah.
and I wanna be,
What we do is
Yeah.
we get those submitted to us.
Okay.
I submit the copies that I get to our county weed control, noxious weed control, let me stress that,
yeah,
to them, so they put it on, they can flag it on their
Yeah.
maps as well.
okay,
So with that being an attached, not that weed control isn't already an enforced item in the county, but
Right.
that makes it a whole lot easier when you sign something that says that you're going.
right, I think they were trying to get some sort of an exemption or something.
Oh, well,
No?
they do
Oh,
an affidavit, they would do
Okay.
an affidavit, but we got an email from IFA that they've been contracted.
Okay, that's all, that's the only concern.
All right.
Is
Thank
there a
you.
weed problem on that property?
Oh, yeah, it's just terrible.
Okay,
It really is.
all right. So along
It's
with this-
encroaching on my parents live on my brother's property, and we can't keep it cleared for all of the thistle and oh, I can't think of it now. Huh, yeah, well, thank you very much. It's really bad. And the previous owners made sure that it had lots of weeds. So, Hebert, let's do something.
Hopefully this'll partly be a solution.
Yes,
Thank you,
you.
Bonnie. Is there anybody else that'd like to comment on this proposal? All right, we'll take it back to the commission.
I don't think I have any issue with.
I don't have a question.
Ernie and I would just like to add that there is a shop that was constructed here prior to the land use code and those requirements. So if that was ever rebuilt or added onto or anything like that, they would have to come in for a variance. If they destroyed it and rebuilt it, it would have to meet those without
Also,
a variance.
we do have a easement over there for utility and irrigation, so if it's ever just burnt or they cannot reconstruct it in the easement.
It's been here.
Anything, if something happens to that building, they have to then move it out of that easement
Correct.
to rebuild and,
Correct. And that will be on a plat.
okay. That restriction will be on that plat, right?
Yes, yes.
Any more discussion?
I would make a motion to grant the AR3-9 rezoning request by Mr. Daniel Hebert with restrictions as presented by Mr. Manus on the outbuilding of that property to move ahead with that subdivision of that property of 7211 Road 25.3 and 7215 Road 25.4.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the AR3-9 rezoning request for the Daniel Herbert property of 7211 Road 25.3. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We'll now close this public hearing.